Alright guys, so I am here with a book review for this book, The Sacred Magic of Ancient Egypt by Rosemary Clark, and it took me forever to get through this book, y'all. It just took forever. It's like so much information. It's a lot to process. I was just like, January, I was like, I have to finish this before February, because I think I started it, I want to say like in November, and then I gave up and I had stopped reading for a little bit because life just like got really busy. But so January I made it a priority. I'm like, I have to finish this. I broke it down. I'm like, okay, in order for me to finish by the 31st, I need to read this many pages every day. So I got through that. I finished it early and I was able to start on my next book, which will be a review for Jambalaya. And I'm not quite done with that one. Again, like I've had a few days where I wasn't able to read. So I have like a chapter, like a little bit less than a chapter and a half left. But anyways, so into this book. This book was all right for me. I don't know, for me, I wouldn't probably recommend it to anyone, but I don't know, like if you just like reading, that kind of thing. The book had a lot of information, it feels more like a school book. So that's, I think, what kind of dragged for me. It wasn't like, oh, a fun, like leisurely book. Like some of the books that I like more so are just like, okay, let me keep turning. And maybe for some other people, like I like learning and I love history and stuff like that, but it just felt like so overwhelming. It was so much stuff, but it did teach a lot, like how to do a lot of the like ancient ceremonies and things like that. So if you're into wanting to learn that and wanting to do that, then yes, it is a good book for you to get. But if you're just like wanting to learn about like the ancient Egyptians and things like that, this wouldn't be the best book. I thought it was going to be more so like learning more about the gods and goddesses and like stuff like that, not just so much the ceremonies, but it was way like it went through like the main like gods and goddesses, which they're not even really called gods and goddesses, but that's how we refer to them. It went through how to do like their ceremonies and stuff. And I'm not even gonna lie, like for the average person here in 2023, most people don't have that much dedication. Like what they were doing, like with these ceremonies and doing this and doing that, that's like dedication and stuff like that. I know a lot of my fellow witches and stuff have altars and things like that, but we're probably not doing it as like well as they did it back then and everything like that. Like, of course, we've modified things to our time and all that great stuff. So the book is kind of like a neutral thing for me. Like if you want to learn it, pick it up and read it. And if you're not really into like wanting to learn like the ceremonies and stuff like that, then you could probably just do a quick Google search and pull up, you know, little tidbits of information that you would possibly include in your, if you do ceremonies in your ceremonies, or you're like invoking your god or goddess or whatever you want to call it. But as far as the book, it just didn't hit for me. There were a few things that I highlighted in here, like a few information, but I know I've done other books where it's like I highlighted almost the whole book, you know, and so you can kind of see here and there I'm getting tidbits where I'm like, oh, okay, I can go back, I can use this is useful. But for the overall thing, for me, especially with it being modern times and stuff, I'm gonna be real, I don't see myself doing that. Like I try to do my meditations, I try to, you know, tend to my altars and things like that as best as I've learned before I read this book, and I think I'll just continue to implement those things. Now if I get kind of spicy or something and want to do something maybe for like a special day or whatnot, I might try some of the things in here, but on the average day I'm just not going to do that. So I don't know. I also seen someone, if you like put this in YouTube, I seen someone was like breaking it down and stuff like that. So maybe my mind just didn't process it right. I don't know. They seemed pretty hyped about it, but they may be on a different level of this journey than me. So maybe as I grow, when I learn more, I might appreciate this book more, but for where I am right here, right now, new beginner, it just wasn't for me. So, this probably wasn't the greatest of a book review or anything like that, but hopefully it helps just in case you were interested in it. But until the next review, bye.